choice. Zobo said, let the blade guide you. Sounds like something a samurai would say. Or someone who really loves knives. Cute picture of Zobo with a knife here. See, she doesn't just use shotguns, she uses knives as well, thank God. I'll use the one she sent me, the lovely one she sent me, which is also brass knuckles, which is very considerate. And it'll help me pick my next film, and I'm sure it'll be as happy and joyful as the last few films she sent me. So, here we go. Next film is Cannibal Holocaust. Probably a more famous one, at least compared to what we've had so far. I've heard of this movie. I know a few things about it from its infamy. I believe it's Italian. I said that with Martyrs. I was wrong. I think this one is Italian. I mean, it's in the name. I have a look at the poster here and tagline. See if this can help us along. Whoa! You know when you see like people do like throwback retro posters now of movies, and you're like, oh, that's awesome. It's awful, but that's exactly how posters were back in the day. It's like that, but unironically, which kind of makes it amazing. Cannibal Holocaust. They eat and they are eaten. I don't think I get that. They're cannibals, but someone's going to eat cannibals? Or maybe it's just, maybe it's like a war between cannibals. And that's the Holocaust? I don't know. Also a warning here about authentic. Authentic. The cameramen who filmed this picture were later devoured alive by the cannibals. Sure they were. Okay, as far as my predictions go, I've heard there's actual animal cruelty in it, so maybe they did kill cameramen as well. Hope I'm wrong about that prediction. So far, especially, I think time has shown that I have a much harder problem looking at animals being hurt compared to humans, which might say something about me, unfortunately. Number two, I can't remember what film it was. I remember someone saying a film referenced Cannibal Holocaust and it was a spike going through someone's mouth. So that's going to happen, I'm guessing. Two so far. Two predictions are animal cruelty and someone being spiked through the mouth. This sounds like a charming film. Number three, we'll find out that the cannibals aren't the real enemy. Man is the real deadliest animal.
I have combined the DNA of the world's most evil animals to make the most evil creature of them all.
It turns out it's man.
I don't know, some weird, King of the Jungle is man and some vague bullshit. That's a very shit prediction.
Dad, when I grow up, I want to tell people about all the good movies to watch. Well, son, if you're going to talk about movies, you need to watch the bad ones too. Why? Because without the bad, you won't know what the good are.
Well, this one lived up to its name and its reputation. Cannibal Holocaust. Because it messed me up. I mean, the message of the film is pretty obvious as soon as you watch it. I mean, if nothing else, lines like this will make it very clear.
We are at the edge of the world in human history. Things like this happen all the time in the jungle. It's survival of the fittest. In the jungle, it's the daily violence of the strong overcoming the weak. Jack!
It's pretty interesting as far as being a found footage film long before that genre was kind of popularized. I can see people arguing that it's revolutionary in some ways. The framing device of the film is basically a documentary crew is going to film a tribe in the Amazon. They're cannibals. The start of the film is this professor going over to get this footage after the documentary crew is killed, and he comes back and they're trying to turn it into a television special, and the television network executives and the professor are shocked at the level of violence and other aspects, their actions of the crew in general, and the sensationalism that was used in the documentary, and how staged it is. So there's a kind of a loose idea there of ethics in journalism and all that. And the thing is, if you're making a film decrying sensationalism in film, and then you make a film that uses those tactics, you kind of lose the moral high ground. Look, it sounds weird to say this. I don't like saying it. But even if you put a pin in the violent death, the mutilation, including genital mutilation, I think that's the first time we've seen that in any of these films, so we can cross that mark off. But hey, it's done to males and females, so equality. There's rape, sexual assault. Even if you put a pin in that, which feels weird to say, but I'm assuming at least all that is fake. The cruelty and the killing of animals in this is real. I think it's been established by now that animals being killed in films I find much harder to watch than people, because I don't know, people are people. Some people are just pieces of shit, and that doesn't mean that bad things should happen to them, but it makes it less surprising when it does, you know. For example, pieces of shit people, the director of this movie, because he killed real animals for no real reason. You don't need to have killed animals to make this movie. It's just for shock, and you kind of miss the point of your own film then, I think, if that was one of the points of your film. I don't know what the point of this film is really. It's a really obvious message. And I get people holding up as aspects of, oh, this is, you know, cinema verite, and this is a very revolutionary as far as its framing device of found footage. Brilliant. But if you're trying to make it real, that's one thing. You should not have killed real animals, because that was the thing that's most distressing in the movie. Just to name a few, a pig gets shot in the head. That's probably one of the lesser ones comparatively. A muskrat, I think they called it. I don't know if it was a muskrat. Gets killed. And is screaming the whole time in a very distressing manner. They chopped the head off a monkey. The worst one, the hardest one to watch for me, was the distressing, graphic mutilation of a turtle. It goes on for very long. I honestly got very close to feeling sick watching this. Oh, poor turtle. This movie is very close to breaking me, man. I did not know what the inside of a turtle shell looked like, you know? I didn't need to see that. I didn't want to see that. And it did it. It cut off its limbs. It just cracked it open. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't have expected subtlety or class from a film called Cannibal Holocaust. You know, saying you've seen this film is almost like a badge of honour. An extreme film. So, it's not worth coveting. Because I wish I hadn't really seen this. I'd be much happier having not seen what's inside a turtle shell. Or what I'm assuming was probably horrible treatment of natives to make this film. At the very least. Or even if it was simulated, people losing their genitals, all that kind of stuff. I don't really need to see that, thanks. I don't want to see it again anyway. Certainly, I don't think there's much merit to seeing it again. It's nasty and sadistic and shocking. In a couple of ways, it's ahead of its time. And then again, a lot of that message the film is going for is lost when you do sensationalist things like the stuff that you're preaching against. I can't get over the cruelty to animals in this. And if that makes me a prude, fine. You didn't need to kill Ray Allens for your film. And this film was famous because people thought it was real. People kind of thought someone dead. I think the cast members weren't allowed to be in public for a year or something, and there was a court case against the director. He had to portray the famous scene which I was worried about, where someone has a spike driven through them and comes out their mouth. You had to show like, hey, that was fake. Here's how we did it. I don't know if you're committed to making this film. I don't know why you would do such cruelty to make it. Like, you don't need to. But anyway, I guess it was different times. And a lot of people are going to say like, hey, there was horrible cruelty in this film that you love or whatever. And even after this film, I'm sure there was, but it wasn't glamorized to this extent. And maybe not glamorized, maybe that isn't the right word, but it definitely was giddy about showing that level of violence. It's a film that has a weird morality to it, and then it does moral things to present it. It's like criticizing the circus for being cruel, and then to set the elephant free out of his chains, you cut his leg off. It's like, what are you doing? Again, maybe it's of its time, and in some ways it's ahead of its time. As far as the framing device, as far as some of the narrative techniques and the realistic style, which is great. I can appreciate it at that level. I don't know. After this film, I just sort of needed to take a break and reflect on what I'm doing. I know these films I know they're fake. But this one's just presented as so real, and the line blurs, and it gets difficult to tell what's real violence and stage violence because some of it's real. So now I can cross that off. I've seen horrific, extreme mutilation. I've seen necrophilia. I've seen sexual violence and sadism. And now I've seen horrific real violence. So add that to the bucket list. Now, there we go. 4 down. If I had to grade this film, perfect film for a date. Okay, so I'm here to recreate the traumatizing scene from Cannibal Holocaust. Now in the movie, I don't even like thinking about it, they pick up an actual turtle, cut it up, crack it open, just eat it. They just butcher a turtle and eat it. Now I'm thankfully not going to use a real turtle, so I'm going to try recreate it with these. This little, you see that? Just get a little close up there, a little turtle. So there we go. That didn't really get across the hard nature of it, did it? In fact, it was quite enjoyable for me. Okay. Let's try and make it a bit more graphic. So here's our turtle. That's a little bit bigger. You can see there. He's got a lovely face. A few legs. Nice little shell there. I gave him a name. Sheldon. Because I want to make this harder, I guess. Sorry, Sheldon. So apparently it's as hard to kill a gummy turtle as is an actual turtle. So I'm not going to use this knife anymore. I'm just going to, like a burger. Sorry, Sheldon. There's your face. Or an actual turtle. Sorry, Sheldon. Ah. I think I might actually still be going through some trauma from seeing that actual turtle butchered and mutilated and eaten in the film. That's your creation of Cannibal Holocaust. Hey kids, save the turtles. Why eat an actual turtle when you can have an adorable gummy one? You can make friends with him. This one's called Shelby. And then digest him. Slightly less traumatic than seeing a turtle butchered.